Hi, I'm Jim Watson, and I've been a SAS trainer since 2003. A while ago, I delivered a webinar on date and time values in SAS. Here is some interesting content from that webinar. I hope you enjoyed this clip. Have a great day. Sometimes, and this I'm pleased to announce is fairly rare these days, you have to define your own date or time format, mostly because none of the existing SAS formats that SAS supplies will get the job done. In which case, go ahead and define your own. We cover proc format in programming too. But proc format is normally used not to generate date formats, not unless you change it and add a picture statement. So to learn about this, you need to come along for Programming 3 Advanced Techniques and Efficiencies. And that's because picture formats are only for numbers and allow you to define your own date time or date time format, amongst other things. We basically cover everything it does in Programming 3. So we use a picture statement for this, not the value statement you might be familiar with. That's a bit too primitive for our needs. And as long as you use that data type option and make sure the picture statement is aware that it's dealing with a date time or date time value, this allows the use of these directives. These directives, when used as part of your label, actually get substituted used to the applicable SAS date value or date time value, as the case may be. And you can even mix that up with just regular text, which gets left alone. So the available data types are date time and date time, and also something a little bit unusual called datetime underscore util. The difference between datetime and datetime underscore util is, exactly 0 is midnight for a date time, but it's actually I believe the midnight the next day for a date time util. That's explained in the slide notes. Here are some of the many directives available. Note how they are case sensitive. See, ampersand lowercase a, if you find that in part of the label, and as far as the system is aware that is indeed a date or datetime type, it should replace that with the abbreviated weekday name, normally just the first 3 characters. If you make that an uppercase a, that replaces it with the full weekday name. Same principle applies to month. Lowercase b would be the 3-character mnemonic representing the month, and of course, uppercase b would be the full month name. That even applies to years. If you look down at the bottom, lowercase y is a year without the century, uppercase y is a year with the century. We even allow the use of 24-hour or 12-hour clocks. Oh yeah, note how if you just say %d, it says the first day of the month, it's just going to return a 1. If you make that %0d, then it always makes it 2-digit regardless of the day of the month. So I thought to throw that in. That could be a very important detail, as well as things like hours, minutes, and seconds, and any other part of any date. See, in this case, I have to display the dates in a format that I could not find in any of the lists. So I've written a proc format using a picture statement. Now, of course, we cover proc format fairly well in programming level 2, and we also cover these picture formats in programming level 3. I just want to point out that you do have to make sure the date type is correct. It's this datetime option that actually enables these directives. Without them, it assumes it's just a regular number. So it's dates for the first one and date times for the second. My range, low through high, basically this means all the numbers from negative infinity to positive infinity, because I all want them to look the same. And this default value is actually the default width. It's a good idea to do this whenever you're creating a format, including value formats, because this sets a default width for the benefit of the users. It means that in the case of my date format, if the users do not choose a width, then 17 is chosen for them, which I chose because I know it's correct. Because my date time value here, because it contains the 12-hour clock, minute, and of course AM or PM, that's a bit wider, so I'll bump that up to 28. So the first thing you need to do, you'll need to run the code. This creates what's called a locally compiled format, meaning that it's only available in the SAS session, but that's not a big problem to fix. And then we use that in the form of some SAS code. Hopefully you're aware that these aren't not just limited to SAS code, they can also work for visual clients like Enterprise Guide and SAS Studio. In this case, just to demonstrate how they work, at least for the 23rd of May at 4:30, I've just decided to create a simple data step to display them. There's a lot of SAS formats that look very similar to this, but I couldn't find one that looked just so I went ahead and created it myself. So yeah, there's pretty much no type of date, time, or datetime format you can't generate using a proc format, as long as the picture statement is correctly composed. Like I said, if you'd like to learn more about that, please come along for Programming 3. You'll learn all about it.